Hello everyone, in this video we're going to have a look at the camera culling, the second version, which is, as you can see, it's available on Blender Market for $5, which is really cheap. Anyway, when you download the file, you will have a zip file. After you download the zip file, go to Edit, Preferences, Install, and find the file. I think it was saved somewhere in here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, double click it, install add-on, and enable it. Here it is. So after you enable it, press in on the keyboard. You will have this Abdo section. Select an object to add the camera culling to it, and press add camera culling to selected. Now we have a camera culling working for that cube. You can delete the back faces, for example, if you want. And yeah, as you can see. So when I rotate the camera about the cursor, for example, you can see the back faces being deleted. So yeah, that's it. If you want to add, for example, a volume, which is going to make the scene much better. So just go click add volume. You'll see a culled volume, as you can see. Drop the density, for example, 0.04. Then go to your world settings, add a sky texture, for example, 0.05, something very low. Drop the sun intensity. As you can see, we're having a good looking scene in a few seconds. You can duplicate cubes, for example, make some random looking thing. Yeah, that's it. That's basically the node. If you want to, for example, change the format, the X resolution, Y resolution, for example, let me go with 4K DCI. Okay, you have to link the camera in order to update it. As you can see, we have some problem with the volume. Just click the link camera and yeah, it's fixed. Something to be aware of: if you change the aspect, it's not going to update even if you click the link camera. So something like the TV, any TV thing, it's not going to work because it basically changes the aspect. So yeah, stick with the 4K HD. Yeah, link camera data, and yeah, back to normal. So you can, for example, go to the camera. If you change the focal length, for example, 150, you have to again link the camera data. And yeah, it's fixed. And as we can see, we have 8 objects. We can see 3 of them because of the culling. They're not in the camera range. So when I, for example, just drag this cube, yeah, as we can see, yeah, it's easy to use. Something to be aware of: if you have an edge of a cube inside the culling, not a vertex, it's going to be deleted because it checks if there is a vertex in the range of a view, the camera view. Otherwise, the object is going to be deleted if there is no vertices of that object inside the volume, for example. Like, let's make it easy, okay? So if you want to check that there's vertices inside, you can turn on the volume, then disable it when rendering. Yeah, that's it. Another thing to talk about: if you want to, for example, bring the other objects that you don't see, you can turn the culling off. It's going to be turned off on all the objects, as you can see. And another thing to talk about is the instances. So if you have a huge amount of instances, for example, the instance on points node, let me go to any new object. Okay, so basically I made this geo node thing, and if you apply the camera culling to it, turn it on, as you can see, it's working, and it's not realizing the instances, because in the previous version I think it was realizing the instances, but now, as we can see, and we have a real-time update of the culling, even with the back faces. But yeah, something to talk about. The back faces are not going to work on the instances. It only works with realized geometry or something like this, like a normal geometry. What else should I talk about? Okay, another important thing, always check that that the modifier, because the camera culling is going to add a modifier to your objects. Check that the modifier is going to be at the bottom. Don't add any modifier above that one. So, like, if I want to add subdivision surface, I have to just move it up, then turn this one on. Because flipping them, it's not working. Okay. And in some cases, you will crash Blender if you added the modifier after the camera culling. So always move it up. And yeah, that's it. Like, it's very simple to use. There's nothing complicated. Yeah, another thing I forgot to talk about. The volume. For example, if you want to make the volume smaller, you can go to the camera and under the clip end, just draw it down, for example, 15. Link camera data, and as we can see, but it's going to change the render distance. It's going to clip the objects, for example, something like 5. Link camera data, no, something like 3 maybe. Yeah, as we can see, it's going to call the objects, so you can't add a small volume. You have to use, like, logically that will make sense. Anyway, another thing to talk about, if you want to change your active camera, as we can see, the culling is working with this camera, not this one. So just click link camera data anywhere. Like, you don't have to select this camera. For example, in here, link camera data. It's going to update. That's it. That's all I have. Thank you for watching. Hope you improve your render time with this add-on. If you had any bugs, any issues, please tell me. And yeah, thank you. Thanks for watching.